You are the face of God. I hold you in my heart. You are a part of me. You are the face of God. You are the face of God. I hold you in my heart. You are a part of me. You are the face of God. You are the face of God.
Tu es l'image de Dieu.
I hold you in my heart.
Tu es l'image de l'amour.
You are a part of me. You are the face of God. You are the face of God.
Tu sei la luce di Dio.
I hold you in my heart.
Tu sei il volto dell'amore.
You are a part of me. You are the face of God. You are the face of love.
The face of love.
I hold you in my heart. You are my family.
You are my family.
You are the face of
the face of love.
You are the face of love.
The face of love.
I hold you in my heart.
You in my heart.
You are my family.
You are my family.
You are the face of love.
The face of love.
You are the face of God.
The face of God.
I hold you in my heart.
You in my heart.
You are a part of me. You are the face of God.
The face of God.
You are the face of God.
Eres la luz de Dios.
I hold you in my heart.
Eres la cara del amor.
You are a part of me. You are the face of God. You are the face of God. You are the face of God. You are the face
Tu
of
sei la luce di Dio.
You are the face
You
of
are the
God.
face of God.
You are the face
Tu
of
es
God.
l'image de Dieu.
You are the face
You
of God.
are the face of God.
You are the face
Tu
of
sei
God.
la luz de Dios.
You are the face
You
of God.
are the face of God.
You are the face
Tu
of God.
ruh khudai.
You are the face
You
of God.
are the face of God.
You are the face of God.
Eres la luz de Dios.
You are the face of You are the face of God. I hold you in my heart. You are a part of me. You are the face of God. You are the face of God. I hold you in my heart. You are a part of me. You are the face of God. You are the face of God.
Tu es l'image de Dieu.
I hold you in my heart.
Tu es l'image de l'amour.
You are a part of me. You are the face of God. You are the face of God.
Tu sei la luce di Dio.
I hold you in my heart.
Tu sei il volto dell'amore.
You are a part of me. You are the face of God. You are the face of love.
The face of love.
I hold you in my heart. You are my family.
You are my family.
You are the face of
love. The face of love.
You are the face of love.
The face of love.
I hold you in my heart.
You in my heart.
You are my family.
You are my family.
You are the face of love.
The face of love.
You are the face of God.
The face of God.
I hold you in my heart.
You in my heart.
You are a part of me.
A part of me.
You are the face of God.
The face of God.
You are the face of God.
Eres la luz de Dios.
I hold you in my heart.
Eres la cara del amor.
You are a part of me. You are the face of God. You are the face of God. You are the face of God. You are the face
Tu
of
sei la luce di Dio.
You are the face
You
of
are the
God.
face of God.
You are the face
Tu
of
es
God.
l'image de Dieu.
You are the face
You
of God.
are the face of God.
You are the face
Tu
of
sei
God.
la luz de Dios.
You are the face
You
of God.
are the face of God.
You are the face
Tu
of God.
ruh e khudai.
You are the face
You
of
are the face of God.
You are the face of
Eres la luz de Dios.
You are the face of
Good morning, and welcome to Spiritual Life Center, a church that love is building.
Surely the presence of the Lord is in this place. I can feel God's mighty power and God's grace. I can hear the brush of angels' wings. I see glory on each face. Surely the presence of the Lord is in this place.
pray. Dear God, I know that you have a greater plan for me than that which I have experienced. I believe that I am destined to move into exalted levels of mission and purpose, and that my soul will continue to grow and develop and expand. I open my heart and mind to this idea, accepting it, welcoming it as the great adventure it is. I know that throughout this exciting process, you are directing and protecting me, leading me and propelling me to my greater good, subject only to my willingness to put you first. Welcoming your wisdom and guidance, power and strength, I commit to you my will and my life in deepest gratitude for your spirit that lives within me. And so it is. Amen.
You gave me my hands to reach out to man, to show him your love and your perfect plan. You gave me my ears, I can hear your voice so clear. I can hear the cries of others, but cannot wipe away their tears. You gave me my voice to speak your word, to sing all your praises to those who never heard. But with my eyes I see a need for more availability. I've seen hearts that have been broken, so many people to be free. Lord, I'm available to you. My will I give to you. I'll do what you say to. Use me, Lord, to show someone the way and enable me to say, my storage is empty and I am available to you. Now I'm giving back to you all the tools you gave to me. My hands, my ears, my voice, my eyes, so you can use them as you please. I have emptied out my cup so that you can fill me up. Now I'm free, I just want to be more available to you. Lord, I'm available to you. My will I give to you. I'll do what you say to. Use me, Lord, to show someone the way and enable me to say, my storage is empty and I am available to you. My storage is empty and I am available to you.
I invite you to take this time to relax, set aside any personal concerns. Be present to this moment alone. Take a deep breath. And as you do, focus your attention on the Christ Spirit within. Feel the love of God in our sacred moment of prayer. I know, God, that you can only work with me and through me when I'm living in the present, not worrying about the future or agonizing over the past. All that matters is now. My past is complete, for it has given me wonderful treasures of the Spirit to share with others. And my future lovingly unfolds from each present moment. And just knowing how much you love me and care for me, dear Spirit, gives me the faith, the strength, and the courage to let go of everything but the love, since that alone is my true nature. Dear God, I feel your love within and around me, moving through me. As I relax further, I am relaxed and attuned to your gentle love. I look ahead to this new day with a true sense of a sacred commitment within me, a commitment to surrender. I consciously let go of any tendency to worry and release any problems I may have to God for a divine solution. All that concerns me, my family, my friends, my work, I give to God with the absolute belief that what is best for all will be the ultimate outcome. Right now, in this moment, I take any cares I may have brought with me, hurts I may be carrying in my heart. I take place them in your loving hands, and I do so in the silence, in the silence. I'm trusting in you, God. I have an absolute faith that what is best for all will be the ultimate outcome. And as I do, I become more and more open to your ideas, activities, relationships. As I surrender, I open myself and my life to blessing after blessing. I make a commitment to live my life from the Spirit of God within me, so that I bring a sacredness to all that I do. I enter enthusiastically into this day, this week, with optimism and joy and gratitude. I let go and allow your light to shine forth in my life and into my world. Daily, I will send prayers to bless the children and people around the world. I pray for harmony, healing, wisdom, and peace toward all. And now, let us join together and pray as we sing the Lord's Prayer.
Our Father, which art in heaven, hallowed be thy name. Thy kingdom come, thy will be done on earth as it is in heaven. Give us this day our daily bread, and forgive us our debts as we forgive our debtors. And lead us not into temptation, but deliver us from evil. For thine is
When you're down and troubled and you need some love and care, and nothing is going right. Close your eyes and think of me, and soon I will be there to brighten up even your darkest night. You just call out my name, and you know wherever I am, I'll come running to see you again. Winter, spring, summer, or fall, all you have to do is call, and I'll be there, yes I will. You got a friend. If the sky above you grows dark and full of clouds, and that old north wind begins to blow, keep your head together and call my name out loud. Soon you'll hear me knocking at your door. You just call out my name, and you know wherever I am, I'll come running, yeah, to see you again. Winter, spring, summer, or fall, all you have to do is call, and I'll be there, yes I will. Now ain't it good to know that you've got a friend when people can be so cold? They'll hurt you and desert you, oh. They'll take your soul if you let them, oh, but don't you let them. You just call out my name, and you know wherever I am, I'll come running, yeah, to see you again. Winter, spring, summer, or fall, all you have to do is call, and I'll be there, yes I will. You've got a friend, oh, you've got a friend. You've got a friend.
Nancy, thank you so much. Such beautiful singing this morning. We all want a kinder and gentler world. And what we must realize is it begins with us. An ancient philosopher, Philo of Alexandria, said, "Be kind, for everyone you meet is fighting a hard battle." It can seem, especially at times like this, that times have never been tougher. And for some people, in tough times, their tendency can be to withdraw because they're so consumed with their own fears and concerns and problems. However, in doing so, isolation comes flooding in. And yet, the simple act of kindness can instantly reconnect them to life in ways that we may never know. There was a woman who had an apartment where the walls were very thin, and every night she heard the couple next door put down their newborn baby, which is in the bedroom right next to her room. And every night, the baby would cry, sometimes for as long as an hour, without them coming and picking him up. Well, she wondered, what should I do about that? It didn't seem right to go and talk to the people. It would look like she was complaining about the baby. So what she decided to do was, as soon as the baby started to cry, she would start to sing. And as she sang, magically enough, the baby stopped crying and before long would go to sleep. She kept that up every night until the child got to an age where it was able to go down on its own without crying. This story describes kindness. His Holiness, the Dalai Lama, observes that right from the moment of birth, we are under the care and kindness of our parents. And later in life, when facing the sufferings and issues of old age, we are again dependent on the kindness of others. And he said, if at the beginning and end of our lives we depend on the kindness of other people, why not then in the middle, when we have the opportunity, should we not act kindly toward others? He goes on to declare that kindness and compassion are among the principal things that make our lives meaningful. The 21st chapter of Proverbs supports this, stating, "He who pursues righteousness and kindness will find life and honor." One component of kindness is a happy disposition, in which we welcome humor as a capacity to see the contradictions and absurdities of life and not take ourselves too seriously. A little girl asked her mother one day, "How did the human race come about?" Well, her mother said, "God made Adam and Eve, and they had children, and their children had children, and so it has been up to these days." A couple of days later, the little girl asked her father the same question. And he said, "Well, it all started with monkeys very many years ago, and out of those monkeys evolved human beings." Well, later, the little girl was confused, and she said to her mother, "How is it possible that you said God made human beings, and yet Dad says that it started with monkeys that became human beings? How is that possible?" And the mother said, "Well, dear, it's very simple. I was describing my side of the family, and your dad was describing his." Anytime you're upset with something that someone has done, or something that's happened to you, or if you're disappointed with yourself, there is something you can do that is guaranteed to lift your spirits and fill you with hope. And that is to perform a two-step. No, not a dance, but rather as follows. First step, think a kind thought. And second step, perform a kind act. Because kindness will set the tone for your life. The rabbi, Abraham Joshua Heschel, said, "When I was young, I admired clever people, But as I grew old, I came to admire kind people. Norman Cousins, back in the middle of the last century, the journalist and author, told of a time when he visited Dr. Albert Schweitzer. And he took along with him a letter from a young man, friend of his, who asked Dr. Schweitzer for advice about music. Well, Cousins and Schweitzer talked for a long time about world affairs and how to deal with the Soviet Union and nuclear armament, because Cousins was later to report these to people in government who would find them helpful in dealing with the issues. But then before he left, Dr. Schweitzer reminded him, could he have that letter? Because he wanted to reply to the young man, which he did. You see, to Dr. Schweitzer, this young man was as important as Khrushchev and Kennedy. When you practice that two-step of thinking a kind thought and performing a kind act, over time, it becomes a reflex action to think and live from kindness. It becomes your nature. Actually, it is your nature to be kind because you are made in the image and after the likeness of God. And Scripture confirms this in numerous passages, such as from the 6th chapter of Micah. What does the Lord require of you but to do justice and to love kindness and to walk humbly with your God? But we must constantly rekindle our nature to be kind, because the earthly experience provides many difficulties and obstacles that challenge our kindness. Remember, though, Jesus was able to handle it. His commandment of love one another as I have loved you is an instruction to be kind always and to everyone. Jesus exemplified kindness, healing the sick, pouring himself out for the crowds who gathered to touch him. He was human. It must have been exhausting, but he replenished his strength with prayer and an ongoing connection with God. We can do the same. The practice of kindness may at first seem simple. You do something to reach out, reaching out to another person, to assist them, to recognize them. But upon reflection, it's much more complicated. It can help to know kindness by seeing what it is not. We all know persons who reach out to us, but who call only when they have an agenda, when they want something of you. This is not kindness. Or there may be family members or friends who want you to be or to behave in a certain way. They don't accept your differences or your idiosyncrasies. That's not kindness. Or they don't feel comfortable to empathize with you when you're dealing with a tough time. This is not kindness. Ephesians chapter 4 in the New Testament states, Let all bitterness and wrath and anger and clamor and slander be put away from you with all malice. And be kind to one another, tender-hearted, forgiving one another, as God in Christ forgave you. Kindness means refraining from complaining or gossiping, letting the other driver go first. It means sending a note or a card, making a hospital visit during normal times, bringing a meal to a person who is shut in. It means giving to the needy a part of what we are blessed to have. It means being patient with those who try that patience. And it means forgiving with no strings attached. True kindness means being gentle in our inner private thoughts, catching ourselves from forming critical, negative judgments and nipping them in the bud. A surefire way to do that is to turn a negative thought into a prayer for that person. If you're in a situation where you're thinking a critical thought of someone, all of a sudden turn it into a, dear God, please bless this person and shower good upon them. Thank you, living, loving Spirit. You've converted it from a negative within your mind into a positive kindness, assisting another being. A man recalled a time when he was a youngster and he was lounging around in the living room listening to the radio. His father came in and said, in 24 hours, you won't even remember what you're listening to right now. I want you to do something in the next 20 minutes that you'll remember for the next 20 years. I promise you, you'll enjoy it every time you think of it. Go out and shovel the snow from our elderly neighbor's walk. And try to do it without her knowing about it. The man said, my dad was right. I look back on that time now so many occasions, and it has led me into expressing kindness in other areas of my life as well. Kindness does not only benefit the recipient of it. When you really examine the effect of kindness, you understand why its practice is so beneficial to the person demonstrating it, though that is not the reason for providing the kindness. For example, kindness puts you outside yourself. You cannot be kind and remain focused on your problems. A young woman was in college. She had broken her ankle during the summer and was hobbling across the campus. It was difficult to carry her books. She was feeling sorry for herself. And then she encountered a veteran in a wheelchair who had lost one of his limbs. Immediately, she thought about what can she do to assist this person in need. And she forgot entirely about her own burden. You control your kindness. You are totally responsible for it. You are absolutely in charge of how you're being kind. It is all of your own choosing. There is an unlimited expression to kindness. There are no limits to the ways that you can be kind. A young man was introduced to another fellow and was told that he had come from living on the Navajo Indian reservation. Well, immediately he said, "Oh, that is fascinating. I'd love to know more about what happens. It must be exciting to live on the reservation." Well, the man who had come from that Indian reservation wasn't accustomed to hearing that. He was more accustomed to hearing people put down his background. And so he lit up and he said, I'd love to take you sometime and show you. And it helped to turn around his view of his background from one that was limited to one that was exciting and positive. When you are kind, you are emulating God. God seeks nothing more than to have kind things happen, because kindness is in alignment with love. Remember 1 Corinthians chapter 13, love is patient, love is kind. Kindness keeps company with happiness. Have you ever seen a kind person who was unhappy? Kindness is such that it naturally attracts good. Jesus said, "Give, and it will be given unto you." When you are kind, you are a blessing, and therefore must be blessed. The writer, Danielle Steele, is a best-selling author. She's written many books, one of the top producing artists and writers that we've known. She is worth millions. Yet her son, Nick, after years of struggling with mental illness, killed himself. She turned to God for a way to deal with her terrible grief. And God told her clearly, help the homeless. That was not what she wanted to hear. Homeless people and homeless neighborhoods scared her. Yet God's urging came through loud and clear. So one cold night, with the help of her assistant, she loaded up her van with newly purchased jackets, sleeping bags, warm gloves, and other materials, and drove to areas of her hometown of San Francisco. They drove to places where she knew homeless persons congregated. She distributed gifts to people they met. She said, as I looked at them, met their eyes, and touched their hands, I was no longer scared, but deeply humbled by their warmth and humanity. Every single person said, thank you, and God bless you. Before going out, she had hoped this single night would satisfy God's bidding. But she found herself drawn to this ministry again and again. She wound up serving homeless persons once a month for the next 11 years. And she did so in an anonymous way. It changed her life forever. She said, I think Albert Einstein got it right when he stated, the only life worth living is a life lived in service to others. This is a life of kindness. Ralph Waldo Emerson wrote, to leave the world a bit better, whether by a healthy child, a garden patch, or a redeemed social condition, to know that even one life has breathed easier because you lived. That is to have succeeded.
I see the beauty in you. I see the power in you. I see the greatness in you, and so it is. I see the child in you. I see the sweetness in you. I see the softness in you, and so it is. I can see it. It's right there before me. I can feel it deep in my soul. I just know it, that you are an angel full of magic and power and pure sweet love. I see the goodness in you. I see the wisdom in you. I see the strength in you, and so it is. I see the joy that's in you. I see your light shining through. I see the love that's in you, and so it is. I can see it. It's right there before me. I can feel it deep in my soul. I just know it, that you are an angel full of magic and power and pure sweet love. I see the grace that's in you. I see the courage in you, and I see the heart that's in you, and so it is. And I see the beauty in you. I see the power in you. I see the greatness in you, and so it is. I see the beauty in you. I see the beauty in you. I see the power in you. I see the power in you. And I see the greatness in you. I see the greatness in you. And I see the goodness in you now. I see the goodness in you. And I see the wisdom in you. I see the wisdom in you. Oh, I see your strength, your strength. I see the strength in you. And I see your joy, joy, joy. I see the joy in you. And I see your light shining, light. I see the light in you. And I feel the love that's in you. I see the love in you. And I see the grace that's in you. I see the grace in you. And I see the courage in you. I see the courage in you. And I see the heart in you. I see the heart in you. And so it is. And so it is. And so it is. And so it is.
We are delighted that you have shared this experience with us today. We hope that it has provided you with some inspiration and perhaps an insight of how your spiritual path might grow stronger and fuller. And we invite you to bless this service and your spiritual self by joining with us in our prayer of sharing. Divine love, through me, blesses and multiplies all that I have, all that I give, and all that I receive. And we are grateful for your ongoing support. And if that can include financial support, we would be so very grateful. There are three ways to give, at least that we're aware of. The first is through online giving on our website, www.slctroy.com//give. A second is by mailing a check or money order to Spiritual Life Center, 41340 Fox Run Road, number 106, Novi, Michigan, 48377. Or you may call me on my cell, that's 248-925-6214, with a one-time secured credit card charge. And we want to welcome any newcomers. If you're joining us for one of your first times, we invite you to join our email list by visiting our website and clicking on Join Email List in that upper right-hand corner. This will allow us to keep you informed of events happening here at Spiritual Life Center. We would welcome any prayer requests that you would send to us. If they're in there by tonight, on every Sunday night, we send out a list to our prayer team, which is a powerful group of prayer supporters. And you may include yourself, your friends, your loved ones, and just include the first name and first initial of the last name is all we send out to people. And the prayers come because God knows who you are. Also, during the week, if something comes up, don't hesitate to send us an email or to call my number with a request for prayer support. In addition, at any time, 24 hours a day, you may call Silent Unity and pray with one of their prayer persons right there, and they would be delighted to support you. And the number to Silent Unity is 1-800-NOW-PRAY. We also want to make you aware of some upcoming events. On the first Wednesday of May, May 5th, that's a week from Wednesday, I will be providing a class on handling change effectively. We all know that change is inevitable, and it is happening in our lives, whether we want it or not. And there are ways that we can make those changes happen for us more effectively rather than resisting the change. We also want to let you know that on the third Wednesday of May, May 19th, our wonderful music team is going to be together for the first time in a year, and we'll be providing from our own Management Education Center stage a musical presentation. And it will give each of us the opportunity to bless our wonderful music team members who have had such a difficult time during this past year of the pandemic. We also want to let you know that we hope you will circle the date of Saturday, June 12th, for a church picnic that will be at the same place we had the one last September at Firefighters Park in Troy on West Square Lake Road. And we'll get back to you at that time, probably meeting about 11 or noon on that day, where we can join together, connect with one another, have some food, and enjoy a wonderful reuniting. Finally, we would like to invite you to our Zoom coffee hour at 11 a.m. or immediately following today's service. You should have received an email with a new link for this time of connection. If not, please contact us and we will get that information to you. And now, please join us in our peace song and benediction. God bless you.
Let there be peace on earth and let it begin with me. Let there be peace on earth, the peace that was meant to be, with God as creator, family all are we. Let me walk with my family in perfect harmony. Let peace begin with me. Let this be the moment now. With every step I take, let this be my joyous vow, to take each moment and live each moment in peace eternally. Let there be peace on earth and let it begin with me.
And now as you go forth, know that the light of God surrounds you, the love of God enfolds you.
The Lord bless thee and keep thee.
The power of God protects you.
The Lord make his face to shine upon thee and be gracious unto thee.
The presence of God watches over you.
The Lord lift up his countenance upon thee and grant thee peace.
Wherever you are, God is.
Amen. Amen.
Go your way rejoicing. All is truly well.